Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is the 17th day of July 2025, and tomorrow being the 18th day, Nnamdi Kanu will be appearing before Justice James Omotosho in his case with the federal government of Nigeria. Remember that this case was adjourned after the judge, Justice James Omotosho, has given Nnamdi Kanu's side, that is the defense team, and also the prosecutors, that is federal government side, 7 days to file what they want to file. The defense team want to file that there is no case that the federal government has, filed against Nnamdi Kanu, that is not the case. And the federal government of Nigeria was given another 7 days to reply. So in my own belief, I believe that as the time frame has elapsed, they have done what Justice James Omotosho asked them to do. So what will happen tomorrow? And I think by tomorrow, Justice James Omotosho should be able to say something about this case, one, or fix a date where he will, draw the baton line. When I mean the baton line, where he will give the final judgment about this case. 20 names were sent to Justice James Omotosho, people who are going to come to the court tomorrow. He threw 10 names away, including Omoyele Sowore, and he only allowed 10 persons to, permission to go to court tomorrow in this case, for the reason best known to him. And part of the reason he cited was that tomorrow's court, that they need space. That space will not be there for 20 persons from Nnamdi Kanu's side. All right, before we go into more details about this case, let us understand the reason why Justice James Omotosho stopped 10 people from attending Nnamdi Kanu case tomorrow. Now, this is an article from Sarah Reporters, and it reads that the federal judge again bars Sowore from attending Nnamdi Kanu's trial slated for Friday, that is tomorrow. And this is the details. It reads that the Federal High Court in Abuja has once again barred human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore from attending the ongoing trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, citing limited courtroom space. So that is why Justice James Omotosho said that there will be limited courtroom space. In other words, maybe the chairs will not be enough for the whole people that are going to come. The trial, scheduled for Friday, July 18, has drawn significant public interest. On Wednesday, a list of 20 individuals was submitted to the court, including Sowore, for clearance to attend the proceedings. However, the judge's chamber later informed that only 10 persons would be granted access due to space constraints. As a result of several names were removed from the list, including Sowore and several defense lawyers, only senior advocates of Nigeria and a few others were approved to be present at the hearing. So this is also strange to me that some lawyers won't be allowed to be in court tomorrow. Yeah, I think maybe because they are not going tomorrow to do case. They are going tomorrow to hear from the judge. I think that is just the reason why. Because it's strange that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, some of them will be barred not to attend court sitting tomorrow. Now, the article continues that meanwhile, on June 19, the Nigerian government officially closed its case against Nnamdi Kanu. The prosecution led by Adegboyega Awomodo, senior advocate of Nigeria, concluded its presentation after its fifth witness finished testifying. In response, the defense counsel, Kanu Agabi, senior advocate of Nigeria, informed the court of plans to file a no-case submission, arguing that the prosecution had failed to establish a prima facie case against his client. Justice James Omotosho, the trial judge, granted the defense 14 days to file its written address on the no-case submission, with the prosecution given an additional 14 days to respond. The matter was then adjourned to July 18 for further proceeding. Yeah, that was 14 days instead of 7 days I said earlier. Now, you see, what surprised so many people is that when Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel, Mr. Kanu Agabi, senior advocate of Nigeria, informed the court that he is going to file no case submission, he argued that the federal government failed to establish a case against his client. I am not a judge, I am not a lawyer, but I was saying one thing consistently during Nnamdi Kanu's trial. I said, on the first day, when the DSS witness came to the court, he made one statement, and that statement will go a long way to haunt them. He said, "We did not see anything incriminating with Nnamdi Kanu." That is the truth. You did not see anything incriminating against Nnamdi Kanu. So why are you trying him of terrorism? You even charged him treason first when you did not even see anything terrorizing or incriminating against him. That is number one. Then, as things begin to unfold, I noticed that, come on, everything they are saying is not because Nnamdi Kanu did it. His brokers may have caused people to do this. His brokers is the reason why NSAS did it without concrete proof. And they were telling them, "Oh yeah, they were bringing death certificate of people that died." How will the death certificate prove that Nnamdi Kanu sent people to go and kill the person? Anyway, as I said before, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. So, but sometimes we react like, come on, what are these people doing in court? Now, the article continues that Kanu has been in detention since 2021. He's facing charges of treasonable felony and other offenses linked to his agitation for the secession of the southern region of Nigeria. The Nigerian government accuses him of making statements and taking action that incited violence and threatened national unity. His continued detention has sparked national and international debates, with rights groups and supporters accusing the government of stifling dissent and violating Kanu's human rights. Pattern of Sowore's exclusion from Kanu's trial. Meanwhile, there have been several instances where Sowore has been barred from attending Kanu's trial. For instance, on December 15, 2023, Sowore lamented that operatives of the Department of State Service DSS blocked him from entering the Supreme Court premises to witness a ruling related to Kanu's case. He added that the officials shouted, "No access for Sowore," upon seeing his vehicle. He later posted about the incident on social media, accusing the government of prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu. Earlier on October 21st, 2021, Sowore was denied access to the courtroom by DSS operatives and the Nigerian police force. He had arrived to witness the trial of Kanu and also to check on his own pending treason case. He criticized the move, stating that the courtroom is a public space and should be accessible to all citizens. Also on July 26, 2021, Sowore was arrested at the Federal High Court in Abuja during Kanu's trial. Security agents picked him up on the court premises amid tight security. Journalists and other observers were also restricted from entering the courtroom unless accredited.
There's an Igbo problem in Nigeria. That's why they are holding Nnamdi Kanu.
What's your take on
for asking
Nnamdi Kanu's
for
perpetual
Biafra
detention?
And then we are rehabilitating Boko Haram commanders. You said 120,000 of them have surrendered with foreign currency in their hand. And you have rehabilitated them. But one guy who says, we want justice, we don't want to stay in Nigeria, you are holding him perpetually, using the judiciary or judicial, subterfuge to keep the trial. Everybody who knows what they are doing understand that it's not a judicial matter.
So Nnamdi is essentially a political prisoner.
He's a political hostage. Well, I'll call him not a political because it may not. Whomever is in power, except me, will keep him in jail.
So do you think that Igbos generally are endangered species in Nigeria? Going back what you just narrated.
The truth, that's the truth. Nigeria did not forgive Igbos since the end of the Civil War.
What did they do?
Because they challenged the real estate of the British called Nigeria. So, and they didn't forgive them since then. So everything has been done after that. We know this is the unspoken truth about the country called Nigeria, that they did not forgive Igbos for the Civil War.
The Igbos were the victims and they have forgiven the victims. So why is it difficult for the victors to...
You are preaching to the choir.
And because he had mentioned once that, in an interview once, he had mentioned that the Igbos will never be president of Nigeria. That is a perpetual, narration to keep the Igbos where they are.
Yeah, so no, it's not about even the presidency. If they find an Igbo man that is malleable, that can work in their interest, they can make him president if he doesn't have any power. You can be a president of, you can be a president of Nigeria and not have the powers of the president. When they wanted to destroy the landmark, who was the minister in charge? It's not an Igbo man.
And Moka is Igbo speaking, also fighting.
It's easier for them to use an Igbo man to carry out. If it was done by a Yoruba man, the uproar would have been worse. But you find an Igbo minister of works to help you demolish Igbo businessman. You say, can't you see them? So it's easier that way. It's manipulation. It's how Nigeria manipulate people. But I'm not saying that if he was a Yoruba minister, he cannot demolish. They will do it too. It's easy. Anybody could have done it as long as there's an agreement to do it. Because beyond just ethnicity, there's also an elite conspiracy against Nigerian people. So an average poor person is endangered. But you are likely more endangered if you have committed a generational crime against the Nigerian real estate. Owned by
being an Igbo man.
Of course. That's the truth. You know, that's why you were saying, oh, you are Yoruba man. You know, if based on what I say, they even tell me I'm not Yoruba enough. You know, but I'm of mixed heritage. There's a part of me that is Ijo.
Okay.
And we are the Ijo speaking Yorubas. We're the Yoruba speaking Ijos in Ondo State.
Okay.
So they call us Ijo Apoy.
Ilaje area.
No, it's Ilaje. So we're next to Ilaje.
Okay.
But my great grandparents came from Yoruba side of things. But the stream that Sowore is named after is in Ijebu waterside. So that's how they came. So, but you know, I don't speak to people based on ethnicity. I don't define myself based on my ethnic heritage, even though I do not deny it. But because it underlies our humanity to be assigned an ethnic position before you can be respected. Are you getting my point? Or before your views can carry on, so you have to be a Yoruba man. And then it was,
So we've had
here
Rwanda.
Comes one of them.
We've had Rwanda manage the same ethnic issue in their country with the Tutsi thing after years of genocide. Are you sure
they managed it?
Well, to a reasonable extent. They have to
manage it through genocide. And Nigeria
after genocide management.
So this is what you should understand.
Okay.
Nigeria also managed the Igbo problem through genocide. 4 million Igbos.
So I was coming to that.
Is that not genocide? But you know the problem I have sometimes even with some of our people is that the same people who shot and killed them are more popular in their midst than those who support their rights. The Obasanjos of this world are embraced as authentic people, but these are the people who went and used third commando to massacre Igbos. What did they name this airport after? Murtala Mohammed, one of the most notorious killers of Igbos. Buhari, they kill Igbos. Danjuma, they kill Igbos. Gowon, they kill Igbos. But they even love them more than they love those of us who are fighting. People challenge me that they hate me because I support Nnamdi Kanu. And I said, so be it. Because I know that I'm supporting justice. And I cannot support injustice because I want political favors from a country. If you want to keep carrying out genocide of political nature or continuation of it, you can go ahead. Keep voting for the criminals who are perpetrating it. Let the forest be voting for the acts because the handle is from one of them.
Okay. Yeah, I said something. I would like you to touch more on it. I mean, the Igbos were the victims. Now they are forgiving the victors. There is no place you don't find the footprints of Igbos across the length and breadth.
That's why I say you are preaching to the choir. It's not, Igbos are not only in Nigeria, they're all over the world. I went to Alabama in the US, and the only pharmacist there is an Igbo man. Selma, Alabama. You've heard about Selma?
Yeah.
It's one of the homes of the civil rights movement, where they cross that Petra Bridge.
Exactly.
Igbo man is there. Most likely that's what you find in every community in the US. Igbos are distributed all over the world. There's this urban legend that if Igbos cannot live in a place, the place is not livable. There was a time a New York Times reporter came to Gamboru Gala after Boko Haram sacked the place. The only person they found there who was not a Boko Haram member was an Igbo pharmacist. So what are you doing here? I said, well, somebody has to treat them. he was that courageous enough to stay there. So I'm saying all these things so that you can understand that I understand probably more consciously better than most people do. And that informs the reason I can speak categorically about the victimization of Igbo. Otherwise, it is a taboo. Politically, it is incorrect to say that Igbos are victimized by an average Nigerian.
Okay. All right. Yes. So let's move
because nobody wants to hear the truth. And when you say it, if somebody is watching me and I get out of this, Sowore, what's your problem now? Leave these Igbo people alone. You understand? That is the truth. But I cannot, my conscience cannot allow me to accommodate the genocide of 3 million people, 4 million people, and then the continuation of that denunciation of the existence through persecution in which the Nigerian state is carrying out, either through landmark or Nnamdi Kanu or, look, I told a story, I think it was on a Honest Punch, that in this country, there was a time they were beheading Igbos, putting their heads in calabash and putting on the trains going east.
Do you think that's what's happening in the east right now? Speaking about militarization of the east.
Pogrom, you understand? And that's why they're doing it. It's what they're doing. When we did August, what did we ask for? Demilitarization of the east and release of Nnamdi Kanu was one of our demands. But it was the most denounced demands, even by human rights people. They told us, no, don't include Kanu in your demands. Otherwise, we will not join you. Because Nigeria has been made to believe that a crime committed against Igbo doesn't fall under human rights abuse.
Okay. So let's speak about that crime against Igbo, because a popular, I think I read in your paper recently.
And unfortunately also, the Ohanese people said they should not join the protests, that they are negotiating with Tinubu. They even said that he will release him for Christmas gift, as if he's a Christmas goat.
All right, so speaking about this militarization of the Southeast, recently I read in your platform, a popular media mogul, owner of a media platform in Lagos State, was dehumanized in the Southeast. He was traveling through Anambra State to Asaba Airport, and he was accosted. He and about 3 DSS officials were accosted by military personnel who
dehumanized them,
told them to lie on the floor. In fact, told them they were going to shoot at them. Told them that they were IPOB. Do you think there has been accusations that most of the people killed in the Southeast in the guise of IPOB are really not IPOB?
Exactly.
That they were killed by military. Do you think that this is exactly what's happening?
These guys are burning down villages in Nigerian army. They are burning down villages. Like, if you are 17 years old in the East, you carry any kind of hairstyle and you run into a military checkpoint, you're automatically targeted. It's profiling.
Oh, wow.
You understand? But go to Katsina. Listen to this before we end this broadcast. The governor in Katsina said a whole local government with tons of bandits have only 5 policemen in their area. They have only 1 vehicle, no military. But there are bandits all over the place. Why is it that banditry and terrorism in the north is treated with kid gloves, and people who are asking for what is recognized by the United Nations as self-governance, the request for self-governance, is treated as a crime against the state? But terrorism is not treated the same way in the East. I traveled in the northern part of Nigeria during the election in 2019 and also in 2023. You can drive all the way from some of the most, bandit havens.
Dangerous points. And there will be no policeman or army on the way.
Okay. But you cannot travel in the East today. Is 1 kilometer, 1 military battalion.
Unfortunately, that is what it is. Before we leave, can I ask you a personal question?
Go ahead.
We have spoken a lot here, and you are more like a repetition of speaking truth to power. Sowore, do you fear for your life?
It's too late. My life had been taken several times, to the point that all I'm dedicated to is living my life one day at a time. And the reason is this. When I was leaving the university, I did not know, I left the university at the age of 24, 25. I did not know that I would make it up to 30. So I used to say at that time that I was living on borrowed times. I'm 54 now. If I died today and an autopsy is performed on me, they will find the heart of a 90-year-old man inside my body because it's been a lot. My heart has carried a lot of pain and anguish. But I've carried on, and as a result, I cannot be afraid of my shadows when people who didn't even do half of what I've done have died.
As I said before, now watch with the watch. So let's keep on watching what they are doing. We are monitoring what they are doing. We don't have power to shrink anything. We don't have power to change anything. But I believe that no matter what happens, Nnamdi Kanu will be free. After tomorrow, if the judge did not, finalize the case tomorrow, he will fix a date where he will pass judgment and let all these things end. Let it end so that people will rest and know the next thing to do. We have a lot of problems in Nigeria. We have a lot of problems in Nigeria. The problem of finding a everlasting solution to the calamity that is before us. Yes, we must find the lasting solution. Not about election, not about, because election is all about recruiting OTs. There is no how you are going to do it. It's all about recruiting OTs. So it's not important any longer. These people, these things will not give you a platform for you to elect good people. It won't happen. It won't happen. So we must find a lasting solution. Even though you use 200 to fight for that solution, even though the thing outlives you, you will know that you are doing the right thing. And that is either Nigeria will return to regional autonomy. When I mean regional autonomy, just security and resources will be controlled by regions. That is the only way people can feel safe and feel that they belong. If not, Nigeria should have a peaceful way to disintegrate. That is just the best thing they have to do. Let me know what you think about it. I am Okochapi myself. We have a new Facebook page, Okochapi Masters page. You can kindly go there, help us share videos there. We need engagement there. We are just about 5,800, followers there. We need more followers. We need more, more engagement over there. And very soon we'll be going to live, doing live sections over there. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See you on my next video.